Welcome, everyone. I'm Kimberly Boschman, and this is the Intentionally Intuitive podcast. In this episode, we're going to take a look at the numerology and the energies for both the collective and the individual life path numbers for June 2022. Before we get into the forecast, I just want to let you know that for those of you who have been asking me to bring back the numerology one question readings, those are now available once again on my website if that's something that interests you. It's an opportunity for if you have a burning question that you just want a quick, concise response to. It's a great affordable option for that. So you can just book some time with me on my website. The information is in the description box below for that. I look forward to seeing you there. And of course, if you would like a more in-depth reading, those are also available, or a coaching session. Those are available as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the forecast. And of course, I will mention that this is a general reading. So again, if you would like a personalized reading, please book some time with me. All right, so June 2022 is a 12-3 universal cycle. And so typically the energy of the 3 brings with it this big explosive energy of creation, networking, social events, travel, recognition. However, with the strong influencing energy of the 12, we can feel that energy sort of muted slightly, and the focus shifts more towards reevaluation, changing, or sort of reversal of a creative endeavor or life experience. This can be a period of waiting, letting things take care of themselves now through surrender and acceptance without the need for force or control. So under this 12-3 energy, a change in perspective will serve us well, allowing the cycle to work for us rather than trying to overly dominate something. Observe, reflect, meditate, repeat. There is a lot of sort of serenity associated with this energy if we choose not to fight it. You may find that new information or clarity now brings reversals in what we thought we once fully knew. I'm actually facing this myself at the moment, so this is somewhat personal. You may need to make big compromises now on long-term goals or visions in order to fully appreciate and experience what is trying to come in for you right now. With this vibration, success is achieved through acceptance and understanding. The more flexible that we can be with long-term goals and expectations, the more fulfillment we will have within our current right now experience. So try not to fight these forces, but rather flow with them, and the results will be much more satisfying. Try to stay very present within the now and pay attention to sort of your mindset now. Are you self-sabotaging or supporting yourself on this journey? So staying within or coming back to the present moment and doing so often can assist us in seeing very clearly what is actually working and what isn't, what needs your attention right now and what doesn't, and what is a rational fear versus an irrational fear, and what needs to actually be overcome within this moment versus allowing something to unfold further in order to see how it actually plays out. So trips of any kind are very much supported under this energy, especially ones that are solely for enjoyment and exploration or rest and rejuvenation. This is a great time for vacations, both near and far. Ultimately, use this gift, this energy, as an opportunity to see things as they really are and not as they appear to be. Bring the conflicting polarities into some level of perspective now within your mind and create much more harmony within your environment by recognizing the reality of what you are actually currently working with and move from that space. This is a great cycle to pause and observe to gain greater clarity. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a closer, deeper look at each individual life path number for June. Life path number 8. So I pulled an animal spirit card for you all, and you've got manatee spirit. And what I love about this is one of my absolute best friends, just soul sister on this planet. One of her favorite animals is a manatee. So this is really, and she's an 8. So this is just beautiful. But we have manatee spirit coming in for you all 8s for June. And manatee's message is accept the situation as it is rather than fighting to change it. And so, manatees are very sentient beings. They're not looking for conflict. They try to avoid conflict, right? They're just living their life, doing their thing in a very peaceful way. So that doesn't mean to, of course, sacrifice yourself or overly compromise or any of those things. But I do think that this month 8s is going to be important for you to pay attention to where, what areas of your life you're trying to overly exert yourself or trying really hard to manipulate or control a situation to turn out exactly as you want it to. I think there's going to be a lot here about if it causes tension or creates tension or causes anxiety, that maybe you're trying to force something that doesn't need to be forced right now. And maybe you're stepping into a fight that you don't need to step into. Maybe you just need to surrender and release the tension, release the need for the control. And, I know that's not easy. It's not easy for, 1s, 4s, or 8s to any human really, but really for 1s, 4s, and 8s, we tend to have this sort of need to control or make sure that we're influencing a situation in a way so that the outcome is exactly as we hoped it to be, because we're just very, 1, 4s, and 8s are just very ambitious energies. And of course they want their work to, or their contribution to mean something and to produce something and whatnot. And so I do think across your experience, whether it's relationships, careers, purpose, whatever, just pay attention to where it is that you are, where it's almost unnatural to how you're sort of trying to really control, force, or manipulate the situation to turn out to meet your expectation. I think that's where you're probably facing some of your more difficult challenges. And that's where you need to really incorporate Manatee's energy of accepting the situation for what it is in this moment and not fighting to change it, but instead moving with the energy to see where it takes you. And if it calls for your contribution, if it calls for you to take action, then do so. And you will know when that time comes. But if it's not that time yet, then stop forcing it. Stop trying to create a situation, or again, trying to manipulate the situation or the energy to get a desired outcome. So let it take you where it needs to take you. Just think of the manatee who's very peaceful and calm and kind of just rides the wave or rides, in the stream to take it to its next location. And when it's there, then it finds the nourishment, it finds the food, it finds what it needs. It takes the action at that point. So it's definitely this energy of action, surrender, and recognizing the cues of when it's time to take action, when it's time to swim, and when it's time to float, right? Looking at the month ahead for you all, this is interesting because I can definitely see why Manatee energy is coming in. I do see June holding a lot of inspiration for you, a lot of new ideas, a lot of creative energy coming through for you all. This is really big energy, but with this big energy, and this is specific for 8s, with this big energy coming in for you all, it can also bring sort of challenges to move you into alignment or to help to move you into alignment. So you may see challenges surface this month that seem insurmountable or seem like just like, you can't understand why they're showing up, that doesn't make sense. But I think if you take the time and really try to look at the situation from a different perspective or, see it through a different lens, I think that you will recognize maybe why this challenge is surfacing and what it's trying to show you and what wisdom you can extract from it so that you can, change directions or move in a different way and utilize the energy to the best of your ability, right? In a way that is actually conducive to getting to the point that you want to get to, right? Even if it looks different than what you want it to look like. I just think there's a lot here around just being really aware of the challenges that surface and not necessarily seeing them as working against you, but instead working for you. This month for you all is all about inspiration and taking inspired action. Now, I will say, because collectively we're working with 12-3 energy, so typically 3 energy is very big, explosive. I talked about that. It's a very big creative energy. It's about, social aspects, networking, whatnot. I do think you're going to feel the traditional energy of the 3, but you may also feel that energy of the 12 that we're all going to be feeling collectively, that again is asking us to slow down, to take a closer look at things before we take action, to let things percolate a little bit, to explore a little bit more deeply before we commit to something. I think that you'll find that as well. But you also have a lot of creative energy flowing through you, a lot of inspiration coming in to take action. So for you, it's just going to be about mitigating or working with that energy in a way that is beneficial, as opposed to starting to feel like your energy is being scattered and you don't know what to do or how to focus the energy. Because I do think it's going to be important for you to follow up on and follow through with whatever inspirations come for you this month. Because again, this is a very inspiring month for you all, a very creative month for you all. And if you're taking inspired action, then you're in alignment with the energies coming in for 8s this month. I do think that relationships will come into focus quite a bit this month. It doesn't necessarily have to be romantic relationships or like personal relationships. It can be colleagues, community, whatever, wherever your involvement lies that has to do with relationships. I think you may see that come to the surface, where there may be something that needs your attention, that needs to be modified in some way or worked through in some way. Or it could be, meeting somebody that's significant, or taking a relationship to another level, again, whether that's on a work relationship, partnership, whatever. But I do see relationships coming into the focus and bringing people together, people coming together. This can be like for celebrations, for, conferences, work groups, think tanks, whatever, social environments, whatever, just people coming together. And I do feel like 8s that you're going to sort of be at the forefront of that. So you may be the person who is facilitating this meeting of the minds or the meeting of the souls or whatever. But there's definitely something here about relationships and coming together and bringing people together. And so I think that that's going to be, that's going to fall to you to facilitate that and sort of orchestrate that. There's also this energy for 8s about seeing all sides of things before taking action. So again, making sure that you're not making a impulsive decision, taking action on something out of like an emotional response, but instead seeing it, feeling it, working through it, exploring it, and then making a decision. So it's like making a sort of educated decision, as opposed to just, feeling it and then just jumping. Because sometimes, especially if it's an emotion that we get, that gets triggered within us, that's reactionary, and we take action on that, emotion, sometimes we're not always happy with the outcome. So I do think for you all, a lot could be coming in around, like I said, like just new creative ideas, ventures, inspirations, whatever. And I do think you're meant to explore that and potentially do something with it. But I would take your time and focus your energy on the things that really speak to you, and then explore that further before committing to something or taking some kind of action that can have longer term consequences. And there's also this energy here around like a greater purpose, like stepping into shoes of fulfilling a greater purpose. So if something comes in for you that is big, feels bigger than you, or is bigger than you, definitely entertain that. So it could be something that sparks something big within your community, and you're at the forefront of that. You're at the helm. Maybe you're creating some kind of business that will have a greater impact in your community or nationally or globally or whatever. This is a great month to really step into that and to really own that and find your confidence to see it through to fruition. Because, especially with 8s, there's a lot of, when you're in your higher expression, there's a lot of integrity behind 8s. The purpose for why they do something is not just for personal gain. It's to make a greater impact and to assist on a larger scale, to just make a difference, right? And so that's really a lot of the driving force behind 8 energy. And so I think this month is going to really give you an opportunity to really play in that realm and really see like what speaks to you, where do you want to put your energy behind? If you're, financially secure enough to be able to do so, where do you want to put your money? What do you want to put your money behind to help see grow and that sort of thing? So you may see options come in around all of that this month. But just keep in mind, your sort of mantra for the month is, does this inspire me? If it does, it's a yes. Does it not inspire me? If it doesn't, then I need to find a way to work to release it, because it's not serving me and my mission of where I want to be headed to. So beautiful, beautiful energies. Also, and I know it's easy for 8s to fall into that trap of just trying to really get the, 8s will get the vision of what they want to do. And oftentimes it's a very big vision. 8 energy is very big energy. And now you've got that coupled with the 3 collective energy. And so this is just really big creative energy. And so it's very easy for 8s to see the vision and then want to be at that end goal very, very quickly, and have an expectation of what that's going to look like and what the journey is going to look like. And it's just never the way in life, right? Like there's always just twists and turns and detours and rabbit holes and all kinds of things for us to explore along the way. And so I think it's really important just to embrace manatee energy and, take the action where you need to take the action, take the initiative where you need to, take inspired action where you can, but also go with the flow when it feels like you're forcing something or trying to manipulate the energy. When it feels like you're expending so much energy that it feels difficult or challenging, or you feel drained, that's your cue to surrender, to go with the flow and see where it takes you, because it's going to take you exactly where you need to be to take the next action, right? So very beautiful energy coming in for you all this month. I think, again, it's always what we do with the energy that makes the difference, and how we work with it. But you guys all have a potential to, get some really great ideas, I think, and really work with people in a very beautiful way this month. So take advantage of that if you can. All right, 8s, thank you so much for listening. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.